Hello, everyone. Okay, let me tilt that just a little bit there. All right, there we go. Hello, everybody. Incredible. I got my glove on. Incredible afternoon. All right, so as you saw from the thumbnail, I'm about to set up an Epson Workforce 7820 for sublimation. You've probably seen my video before when I had a 7840, which I'm going to actually go through that one too, because that is my pigment ink printer, like for my regular print stuff. And that actually just came today. So I have to set that one up again. But of course, I'll use the ink that comes like with it. And then there's a whole thing I want to kind of explain when it comes to that as well. But for this one, we're going to go ahead and convert this one or set it up. And I've already done all the other stuff. I put the Epson cartridges in there. Everything is fully set up. It's actually finishing up for my Wi-Fi right now. And I don't need any manuals. Okay, so it's setting up, it's doing the initializing, all that stuff. So I can, everything else is set up. I'm not doing like an unboxing. I'm going to basically go through the steps to change it over to Sublimation. I often say, start with the Epson ink first. And then all it takes is one print head cleaning. So I'm going to actually show that process. I have my Hotronics on so that I can go right into pressing something for sublimation so you can see the differences in them. All right. So that's what we're going to do today. Allow me to go ahead and hit share on this. And I ask you guys do the same thing. As you come in, help the algorithm out. Help your girl out. Drop a hey, how you doing? Drop an emoji. Just drop something on the down in the comment section so that it does help the algorithm for the what happened there? So it helps the algorithm for the YouTube page as well as my Facebook page. So go ahead and drop where you're watching from. And let's switch accounts. Yeah, drop where you're watching from or just say, hey, good afternoon, all that kind of good jazz. All right. Okay, let me share this out. How are you guys doing today? One of these days, I'm actually going to also set up my sawgrass. I don't know when, but I'm going to set up my sawgrass one of these days, and we'll go through that process as well and just kind of compare the differences between a Epson printer, which uses water-based ink, and a sawgrass that uses gel-based ink, and seeing the difference in the print, the color output. All right, so okay, we're going to go over here. Just give me a moment. I'm waiting for it to pop up on my Facebook so that I can share it out. It's still not up yet. Okay, there we go. All right, let me go ahead and share this out. Okay, there we go. Let me hit share, write a post. Uh-oh. On to turn in Epson Workforce Printer 7820. 7840, 7310 into a sublimation printer. Select all, copy, and post. Share to a group. Paste. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So that means if I better see more than 12 shares because I just did 12. So there should be more than 12 shares by the time I go and look at this. All right. Okay. So there we go. And now I wish I could do TikTok, but um, I don't have a clip to put over there to be able to do it over on TikTok. So yeah. All right. We are all shared out. How y'all doing? Thank you guys for commenting where you're watching from. So incredible after. Did I say morning or did I say afternoon? Incredible greetings. Incredible Wednesday. It's hump day. Happy hump day, as Gabe from Gabe Babe TV would say. Hello, hello, everyone. Incredible afternoon. How are you guys doing? Hola, 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 hey. Louisiana in the house. All right. Alabama. We actually just, no, I said that wrong. We are actually going to it's a Georgia and a Mississippi game. And then FAMU. So no, not Alabama. No. Although maybe if Alabama, when Alabama comes, they come here to go, like they play here. We'll probably go to that one too. But we actually just booked our ticket. Well, purchased our tickets for those two games. Hello, Atlanta. Somebody else from Atlanta. I was supposed to be in Atlanta for my Labor Day weekend, but my husband just purchased football tickets. So we're gonna try and come up because my sister is in Atlanta. So New York, Richmond, Virginia. How art thou? Chi-Town. Hello. I'm doing great. Enjoying your text effects class. Yep, we resume tomorrow at 12 noon. Hello. All right, so we got a couple questions here. We're going to jump into this. I'll be sure to answer all of your questions, especially as it's going through like certain things. So, Stamani Beats, we're going to come back to that. And as far as how that, like to answer that, no, polyester really is polyester. I mean, some are made differently, so the color will take differently on it. But for the most part, if it's polyester, you can sublimate to it. But I will answer all of your questions. Hump day. Happy hump day. Maryland in the house. Hello from Chicago, Louisiana. Somebody else from Maryland. Hello from 704. Hey, Tony Ace. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into this. Like I said, I'm going to switch over so you guys can see what's over there. So I've already done everything. You're going to see what's in there is the Epson cartridges. I'm going to fill them up, show you guys how to properly fill them. And then I'm going to print something out, take it over to the heat press and actually press that out so that you can see the difference. I'm also going to print one from my 7720 so that you can see that the colors, like, well, I do want to see too, because I don't think I've ever compared the colors to see if there's a different color output from the newer workforce printers compared to the 7720. But my goal in printing them out is for you to see the vibrancy in it as far as how it presses with doing just one print head cleaning and starting with the Epson cartridges first. So that's what we're going to do. The reason why, first, let me reintroduce myself. My name is, no, just kidding. But I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365 LLC. We are the parent company of the Honestly Speaking brand, which you saw over there. We sell sublimation paper that allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds for most like high polyester percentage things. If it has more cotton and like less polyester, you may want to press it for a little bit longer so that you get like the full release of the ink, because those other fibers don't really take it. So you may have to press it for a little bit longer. But when you have high polyester count substrates, you can press as low as 365, 30 seconds, and it works amazingly. Ink release is absolutely amazing or incredible. We also are the parent company of Silhouettes Anonymous, which is my platform where I have been teaching you guys Silhouette Studio for the past like almost 8 years now, and helping you to master it and being able to create effective and amazing designs in Silhouette Studio. And then 365 Creative Academy is my academy for all things creative, for creative entrepreneurs. We have a wide variety of classes over there. You can always purchase them on our website, shop.hsinc365.com. This is where you're going to find all of our products as well as all of my classes. Chanel mentioned the text effects. So we have that one, and you can enroll in that. And we have one more day of that one. I really wish I probably could have done it over a couple more days, but this week was a really busy week. If you don't know, it is HS Ink Month. It has been 2 incredible years. So it's our 2 year ink anniversary. So we have some giveaways and things like that. We got Okay, so you have to be in the ink zone. I'm going to make the announcement in the ink zone first before I tell you guys. But this particular printer here, I don't need another printer. So we are going to give this one away on the 28th for HS Ink Month. So go ahead and get your gift card for the giveaway. It's going to come with ink. It's going to come with our paper, a set of chips, and like all that kind of good jazz. So you'll know it works because we're going to set it up here. But if you go to our website and purchase a gift card, so you don't have, like when we say $5 equals one entry, so you don't have, like, let's say you want $20. If you purchase five, like, well, yeah, if you purchase four $5 gift cards to equal $20, you're gonna have to enter each of those numbers. So you can go down the list. So a $10 card will get you 2 entries. A $15 card will get you 3 entries. A $20 card will get you 4 entries. So forth and so on. So you don't have to buy like a bunch of $5 cards. You can just buy a 20 and it gets you 4 entries into the giveaway. Okay. So definitely check that out. We have a lot of great things that we're going to give away for just entrepreneurs. So if you're maybe not even into this, well, the gift cards to come back and buy something on our site, but the gift cards do work for classes and things. But you can come back on the site and purchase a class, but enter into the giveaway. We're giving away a lot of things that's going to help creative entrepreneurs. And if you would like some behind the scenes and some extended content, that's where I'm going, like doing like regular lives outside of my regular like Q&As. Y'all know how y'all see me every day. I'm not doing that on the public platforms. I go live, or it's plans to go live. Done a couple of them and a couple Zoom sessions in the Ink Zone, which is our exclusive Facebook group. So you can purchase your ticket to get your access pass and all of your perk bands. Just go on there. 3365 gets you access to the Ink Zone. All right. So that's that. And now let's get into converting this printer. All right. Converting it is a very strong word, right? That scares a lot of people when you say convert. So it's really just setting up. The ink looks like pigment ink. And when you're doing this, all you're really doing is switching it out. So that is one of the advantages of a workforce printer. Even though you have the cartridges, and some people consider that to be a con, if you set it up with the Epson cartridges, it's no skin off your back, right? You can literally just put the Sublimation cartridges in there, do one print head cleaning. If that happens to not work for you, maybe you'll have to do 2, but you won't have to do a bunch of them. You're not going to see a lot of like breaks in your lines. You should not see that. It is as simple as switching out the cartridges. And because it's pigment ink, it kind of takes over and it's going to work. Now, when you have EcoTank printers, if you don't drain all that ink, so you'll hear people say that, oh, you don't want to start with the Epson ink because you have to drain it. That's only if you're doing like an EcoTank and you put the Epson one, because dye ink is totally different than the pigment ink and sublimation. So if you have dye ink, which we're going to do it in the lab, and I'm going to mix some dye ink and sublimation ink, you guys will see what I mean by that. Maybe if you guys have a visual, you'll kind of get that better. But when you mix dye ink with the sublimation ink, it pretty much kills it. So it's not going to transfer. If you still had too much pigment ink mixed in with your sublimation ink, you're going to get like a yellow stain, like a yellow blob. But dye ink basically just kills the property of sublimation and nothing's going to really transfer. So that's why if you put the uh, ink in the EcoTank, although you think you've drained it out, if it's not all out of that little piece, the tubes, the tank, and you put your sub ink in there, it's like, okay, nothing's transferring. That's why. But workforce printers are a little bit easier to switch over, which is why the older models were perfect for sublimation conversion, or just setup. These are a little bit different because of the chips, but I personally prefer a workforce over an EcoTank any day. When it comes to the 7820, 7840, and 7310, also C7000, it's the white version of these printers, of the 7740, 7840. They are all wide format printers. So you can print up to 13 inches wide. You cannot do it from the front tray anymore. You have to do it from the rear feed. So if you're using 13-inch paper, it must go in the rear feed, whereas it's the printers before, you can put 13 inches right in the tray. In the tray, you can do up to 11 inches wide only. 11 inches wide only in the tray, 13 inches from the rear feet of the printer. Um, so if you're doing like the roll paper, you want to put it in the rear because we have the 13-inch. So you can print 13 by 19, 11 by 17, 8.5 by 14, 8.5 by 11. And even when you have scraps, because you can adjust it, you can do like keep your scraps, like make like a really good cut and keep your scraps and print to that as well for smaller things like keychains, mugs. Y'all know I'm team small. And it prints as long as 47 inches long. So you're not limited to just 19 inches or just like the standard sheets. If you get the roll, you can do 47 and be able to print that off as one. So if you're someone that wants to take on doing like an all over shirt or a really large design, I see someone here who I have to do a large print for a blanket. You can print it like one 47-inch strip or 36 inches or 24 inches and then do another one, piece those together, and you don't have as many seam lines. So that's one of the advantages of using a wide format printer. All right. So that's all of the niceties out of the way. I don't think I saw any other questions posted anyway. So let's get right into this. I'm going to fill the ink cartridges up, do the ink cartridge replacement, and switch them out. Like I said, I've already done everything for this. For setting these up, you literally follow all of the steps. You don't, I used to do it before where I unboxed it, did everything. We sit here, we chit chat while it's initializing or while it's connecting to Wi Fi. I did all of that. Set the date, set the time. All that stuff is done. The Epson ink is in there right now. It's gone through and oh, I forgot to do the test print. So let me do the test print real quick from it to make sure that it's actually printing out and all the colors work and everything. So we want to do that to, you'll go and think that it's your sublimation ink, but maybe in the setup process, something was not correct. So I'm about to do that. Um, I forgot to bring myself some paper in here. So hold on one second. All right. So let me go over to Silhouette Studio real quick, just so that I can send something over here. Let's see. Thank you, dear. I'm just going to take this image from last night's class. We're going to go copy and open in a new window, 8.5 by 11. All right, so let me share this part with you. Um, so let's go over to our screen. Let me see. So with this printer, do you have to buy the ink cartridges? And yes, so that's what all of the current workforce printers, you will have to purchase replacement chips. All of them are that way. There is no option for a resetter or auto reset chips. You have to get the ink cartridges and you have to replace the chips. That is correct. All right. So we have that there. I'm going to go file print. Well, first I want to do a nozzle check. So we're just going to go ahead and do that real quick. All right. You can see I set this up. I still have the tape on this. That's one section of this putting the tape on. All right. So pull this out. Put the paper in there. This is just regular copy paper. Hold on. There we go. All right, so we're going to go to settings. and then maintenance and print nozzle check. So it's not a print head cleaning, it's a print nozzle check. I can't stand these things. I never use these. They go in on a corner somewhere. I do not ever really use the dust covers at all. They're annoying, especially if you're constantly switching out your papers. Dealing with these is quite annoying. Ah, see, look. I would have thought it was my sublimation ink or something with that. So this is why I like to set it up beforehand, because it's the actual Epson cartridges in here. It was not anything else, nothing but the Epson cartridges. And look at how the first nozzle check printed out. There was an issue with my cyan. And I will show you. Can you see? Those are the actual ones, and you'll see when I pull it out, it says I on it. So sometimes you think that it's something that you're doing and it messed up, but it's actually the printer itself. All I did was put them in there, do the Wi-Fi setup. So, you know, all right, so we're going to close that. I'm going to go ahead and hit X, and I'm going to just do a print head cleaning to test this out. So glad I did do that. Because we would have thought when we got those breaks that it was something with the sublimation process, and it really wasn't. So why waste your sublimation ink? You know, if you have to do any type of testing or whatever, you might as well do it with theirs. But that's that's really bad. So I'm like, is something wrong with the actual print head itself? Because that's some major voids. You know, that's not like a little breaker here. That's something major. So we're going to see. It's going to take about 2 minutes or so. I'm going to go ahead and put this right back in here. Flip it that way so that we can kind of see from there. Now, if it doesn't correct itself, I'm not going to keep doing print head cleanings. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and switch it over to the sublimation and like the refillable cartridges, and I will push air. So that's another advantage of it over like eco tanks, is it's an easy fix for things like that. All you have to do is just push the air through the cartridge. But while that's doing that, we're going to go ahead and I might as well just go ahead and set up the cartridges. Now, what I'm going to do, this is a set of chips that was returned to us. They said that they did not work in theirs. I've tested these on our old 7840. So I'm going to take these and put them inside this printer to see if they work. All right. So you can see there's no chips on this one. This was a return. This is, you can see, because there's no tape on it. This is one that's a new set that's ready to go out. So I'm actually going to test both of them to see if there is an issue. Okay. So they're not in the baggies because I took them all out. So we have to make sure that we're matching up the letter that's on there. So this has a Y, so it's going to go on the yellow one. And we just put it in at the bottom, slide it up, and click it in place. So this one is black. I don't think y'all not gonna be able to see that, so I'm not even gonna try and show it to you. So that's black. All right, so we're gonna go yes. And then this one is cyan, which makes this one magenta. And then we're going to go ahead and fill these up. Oh, it got even worse. OMG. Look, it's even worse. Look, it's worse. So I am going to go ahead and I'm just going to say like that. I'm not going to do another one. I'm going to push air through it after I get all of this set up. So we're going to take our syringe for our yellow. So once I already took this one out. So this, I switched them. So there's normally, the normal setup is like this, where there is a clear plug here and the color plug is back there. Well, I already took that one out and the color plug is up here. So I'm just going to take this out and this, I'll store it back here. But this is where you fill at. Okay, this is your fill hole. This is your vent hole. This is this one doesn't have a dummy hole in the middle. Haha, I never realized that. This one has a dummy hole. This one doesn't. Oh, it's just covered up with, they covered up the dummy hole with the sticker, which was smart on this set. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fill this with ink. I'm going to take that to about 15. Actually, no, this is a larger one. So that's the one thing I love about our syringes. They're 20 milliliters, so you don't have to do multiple pulls for this. So we're just going to put that in there and push that bad boy in. Oh, I actually need it more. It's a little bit more than 20. Okay. Well, I think I was at like a little over 15. So I'll put a little bit more in there. Probably need to fill it up all the way up to 20. Yeah. Ooh. I forgot to, I had my gloves on when we first started and I forgot to put them back on. All right. So we're just going to take this off, put it up here, put this off to the side. So we take this one out. We don't need it. I'm going to leave this here for now. So now we're going to take this from the back and put it in the front. You should have nothing in your vent hole when it goes in your printer.
What happened, dear?
Thank you. Wait, no. This was already exposed. Well, open. You don't have to push it slow. People always say, oh, it's the air bubbles. That's why you have the brakes. No, it has nothing to do with that. Actually, did I put this in the wrong one? Where's my black? Okay, here it is. I'm like, wait a minute now. So we take this off. We don't need that. And then we're going to fill the black one. I did it without a mess. I didn't even need my gloves. I'm so proud of myself. No mess. Oh, look, I say that as I proceed to use a napkin and get ink all over my hand. Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to go here and I'm going to go settings, maintenance, ink cartridge replacement. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm going to just talk you through it. So it says start. Now, here's what's like in there now. Okay, well, you guys can't see that. Hold on, let's see. Can I pull you in closer to see the levels? Okay, there we go. So that's the levels now. All right, so we're going to lift this up. And what I'm also going to do right now is I'm going to take off that blue top. All of my workforce printers, I take that off. I don't keep them on there because it makes it easier for push air and all that stuff. So you lift it open and you pull the little, like it's like a little thing on the back where it sits. You're just going to push that off of the clip. Oh, come on. There we go. And that comes off. I take these off of all of my workforce printers and just toss it. Don't need it. All right. So now we're going to take these out. And we're going to put all of these in. Oh, so what I want to do first, right? I'm not going to put this one in so that it doesn't initialize too, right? So I'm going to go ahead and drop this down, right? So we're going to see if those read. So it's showing that the only one that's missing is the yellow because it's sitting here in my hand, but all the rest of them. And these were chips that were returned to us. So I'm going to check the yellow. And that's how you can check yours too. When you get chips in, do an ink cartridge replacement. So if you just want to check the chips to make sure that they work, because a lot of people have like return dates and stuff, don't wait until you need them. Just put in a few of them, close it, and make sure that they register and they read. So I'm going to put this one in, but I'm going to take out another one. Doesn't matter which one you take out, as long as all four are not in there. So see, the yellow now picks up, the black has an X on it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to because I know the cyan might still be messed up, but I'm going to end up wasting a print head cleaning, but it's okay. I'm going to close this. I'm going to let it initialize. I'm going to print out a sub print so that you can see if after one print head cleaning, it actually allows you to sublimate. And then I'm going to go in and fix it, okay? How do you clean the syringes? I don't. I never clean my syringes. I mean, there's really no ink in here. I mean, it pushes up to the top. Here we go. I really don't clean these. I may wipe off the tip and I just put them in a bin. I don't clean my syringes at all. But if you want to, just run them underwater. We're not speaking on Eco Solvent. I have a full printer, a full video on that. I take my cover off too. You don't have to prime because there is no center chamber in these cartridges. Yes, it's an all-in-one. So yes, it has a scan bay. All of them. This is pretty much even the EcoTank printers. They all have scanners. The only one that doesn't have a scanner is like for wide format is the 7310. It's not an all-in-one. This is an all-in-one. It just has one tray in the front instead of two. All right, so it's going through, and when it initializes, it's technically doing a print head cleaning, but I'm going to do another one. So it does the initializing, but I recommend doing like a full print head cleaning. It's a print head cleaning, but not really. So one print head cleaning, I'm going to then print onto sublimation paper. Actually, let's put this back in here. And once it goes, I'm going to do a nozzle check just to see. So I'm going to print out this print just so that I can sub it. And then I'm going to Oh no, I want this on a plain sheet of paper. Okay, so I'm gonna just do I'm gonna do a nozzle check just to kind of see if once we put those in, did it change it or did anything else mess up? So I'm just gonna go ahead do a nozzle check, but I'm gonna do a print head cleaning, and then I'm gonna do a print, and then I'm gonna fix it. I know that's a lot, but that wasn't like this. Probably is not normally the case, but we saw the Epson ink. This was how it first printed out. After a print head cleaning, it looked like this. Now, guess what? My cyan is non-existent. Non-existent, right? So it really, I'm not even going to do the print head cleaning. I'm just going to send this to print because I'm going to end up wasting one once I push air. So I'm just going to put this paper in here. I'm going to print this out. All right, so I'm going to, oops. We're going to come over to my screen, and I'm actually going to put a little note, and then we're going to put first points. All right, let's go ahead and fill that in with black. And then we're going to go File, Print. We're going to look for the 7820. All right. Hold on one second. All right, so we're going to go 7820. We're going to go to Preferences because I've already done my drivers, everything. Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on. Cancel. Wait, did the drivers not finish? Next. Okay, checking the firmware. Wait, why are my drivers not here? Now I installed these drivers now. Oh, okay, here it is. So 7820 preferences. Oh, that's so weird that I have another one on there. Okay, so I'm going to go plain paper, bright white. We're going to go high. We're going to go mirror image. Doesn't matter if bidirectional is on. Custom, advanced, Adobe RGB, Gamma 1.8. Okay. And I'm going to let that print. I'm going to do the other settings like my it's and all that later, but for now I'm just going to print this. I'm going to do the first initial print. So look at that. Now it's telling me that I do need to do a firmware update. So I'm gonna, since I have to do that, I'm gonna put the Epson cartridges back in first before I do a firmware update. I'm not gonna leave those in there. So as you can see, it's telling me I need to update the firmware, but I'm not gonna do that until I change out the cartridges. If you don't change out, if you don't use the Epson cartridges when you first set it up, they're not going to be activated and you won't be able to use them. All right, so there's, oh shoot, what did I just do? Hold on. Oh, duh. I never changed my page size. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna make this 8.5 by 11. All right, so now let's shrink this down. And cranks. Everything else should still be the same high. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, they don't have. So they only have high. They don't have like the other setting on here for like quality. So just have to put it on high. And then, oh, you know what I'm missing? I'm missing quite a few things. So I need to go here. I need to do thick paper and envelope. And that's fine. Okay, no. I'm missing it here. Quiet mode on. Okay. And then print. And I'll let it print to a new sheet. All right, so that's going to print out. The 7210 is not an all-in-one. So for that series, that's the non-all-in-one of the 77 series. So you have like a 7110, the 7210, and the 7310s are not all-in-one. So there's no scanner. The ones that are all-in-ones are the 7820, 7840, C7000, and then for the older ones, it's the 7720, the 7710, and the 7720. We're not discussing that topic today. Yeah, the 70, you have a 7710. Yeah, so those you have to prime. I was wondering why that thing printed out so fast. See, now it's taking its time to print. It's not slowing down your speed with bidirectional. Quiet mode is actually what slows down your printing. So we have, of course, no cyan within this, but the reason why I wanted you to see that just as far as this pressing. All right, so we're going to now, I'm going to just hit that. We're going to go to ink cartridge replacement. Oh, wait, I got to put it on there. Oh, lift the scanner. Oh, these are not bouncy. These are not quicker picker uppers. These are kind of thin. All right, so we're going to take this and fold it up and put it inside the well. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this where I can go any higher for you guys to be able to see, but, and I can't really get over there. But it goes inside, which I don't really like how that looks. Like it's really, this is some thin paper towel. All right. Okay, so it just goes on the inside. You're then going to take your ink carriage and push it over. And you want to get it on top of the paper towel. If you have to pull the paper towel, you'll do that. Then we're going to take only the cyan. I normally have a second syringe, so I don't have to take the tip off. I'm just going to take this off, which I definitely need gloves. God dang it. And you're going to take your syringe and pull it all the way up. And you're going to put that inside that vent hole. And you're going to push the air through. And then you can move this over to see if you see any ink. I barely see any, so I'm going to push again. So there's a blockage. I think I just heard it release. I heard it gurgle. Yep, there we go. So I'm going to move this back over. I heard the release. I'm going to push a little bit more, and I'm going to take this out. So you'll see the difference in, oh, well, maybe not, because it went. So the first time, I wish you could have seen it. Like, it literally looked like this. Like, it was a little speck. And then I heard the gurgle. I heard the pop. So now my cyan is coming through. Going to wipe that down because that's like extra ink that'll end up getting on your print. All right, so that's done. We're going to go ahead and close this up. We're going to put this back in. So this was the first nozzle check. And we're going to let it print on this same side. So it says replacement complete. Uh-oh. So now what I'm going to do is do a print head cleaning. So we're going to go print head cleaning, start. Okay. So I have a little scrap piece of fabric. While that's going, I'm going to take this print and then go to my heat press and press it. I can't move the camera around, so you guys won't really see that, but I'm just going to go ahead and press this one piece, like this one print. No, you cannot push air on an eco tank. Quiet mode is what actually slows down your printing. So this still has some of the pigment ink in it, right? But look at that. It still sucks. It did have just a little bit, which is why you can probably push air too to really fully clear that out. So a little bit of pigment ink was still in there, but it's still going to sub. All right. And I'm going to put it in again. I probably should have pushed air through all of them, but man. So we're going to do this one and we're going to go second print. I mean, of course, the other ones are great because you don't have to deal with that with all of the older workforce printers. However, um, it's not as bad as people think. I mean, it's no different than when you have to go and buy a new cartridge. That's the way printers were meant to work, is to buy a cartridge. We've gotten spoiled by being able to just use a chip resetter, but it's no different. All right, so we got a little bit of extra ink and stuff, but for the most part, it's not too bad. Our cyan is back. And I said that. I knew it was going to happen. When I pushed the one, I said I probably should have pushed them all. I'm just going to do one more because I have some breaks in my black. But our cyan is back. And let me make sure that it's not sublimation paper in here. Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, I need to do the nozzle check. And then I'll do that one. All right, if you have any other questions while that is doing its printhead cleaning, feel free to let me know. And like I said, it says we have to do a firmware update. So I am going to put the Epson cartridges back in here so that we can do the firmware update. And then I'm going to put the refillable ones back in and make sure that they still work after the firmware update, which I really don't have to do it. I'm doing it just for the purpose of this video. Like you can literally ignore firmware updates. You don't need to do them. So if that comes up like in the process, don't do it. Just hit, I think you can hit cancel on it. Most people are just prone to just hitting next, but you can hit skip and you won't have to worry about the firmware update because you really, really don't need it. But most people are just prone to just hitting next, 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 next. Oh, okay. I probably pushed a little bit too much cyan. I mean, it's coming out all kind of cuckoo crazy, but I'll fix that in a minute. So after I do this print, I want to see how this print comes out. And then I'll go back in and try and fix this. But we have cyan. And then you can see the difference between the ink colors for cyan and then, I mean, for sublimation and then pigment ink. So that's the difference in how the colors look. And so you can tell that that sub ink is in there because that's a very big difference in the color. Let's see if we got an ink blob on this one. So no ink blob on this one. I don't know. We got like a little weird action going on here with the yellow. I don't know what's going on with that because there's no issue here with yellow, but there is a little funkiness going on with the yellow, which I don't know what that's about, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and press this. So our gray is there, like all of our colors are there. I don't know what's going on with the yellow. But what I wanted to, what was I going to do? Oh, I'm going to do the firmware update. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit that's perfect. I'm going to go in and e-cartridge replacement, start. We're going to put our Epson ones back in because we don't want it to kill the chips. It's going to initialize, which it always does pretty much. And then I'm going to take this one and press it. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Oh, grab it to my microphone. 1 second. All right. I'm going to press this. Where did my little sheet go? My little scrap piece of fabric. So I'm going to press this on this scrap piece of fabric. Okay, so that's changed. Now I'm going to let it do the firmware update. This live is not in reference to anything eco solvent. So I won't be able to get into detail with that. But for any type of eco tank printer, it's very hard to pull all of the ink out to switch it to a different type of ink. Once you put an ink, any type of ink in an eco tank printer, that is the ink that you need to be committed to sticking with. So if you want to have another one, then you're going to go ahead and just buy another printer if you want multiple like options. So here's this, and here's this. So there's a little bit left, but it really does, like, I mean, I think this is more so like the stuff we had to do for the cyan. And I just end up printing this. I don't think I did a print. I have to go back and watch. I'm not sure if I did a print head cleaning when I did this or if I just did it after the initializing, but I didn't push any of the other colors. It's just the print head cleaning, and there we go. So really one, maybe two, but you should always be doing tests. Don't just kind of go into it, you convert it, and you don't do test prints. You should always do test prints. I will say I don't like these colors. Like they are, like, I'm not sure if it's this one. I want to print this out on my 7720. So it says update firmware and it's not doing it. So it says the computer, is it connected to the network? It is, it's connected. So I'm just going to skip it and not even worry about the firmware update because it's just not going through. So it's going through product registration. What I want to do is print this to my file, print my 7720. I'm not really digging the way that this came out. Client mode. Although these technically aren't my colors either. So we're going to go ahead and print that over here. Oh, shoot. I meant to change the name on this too. All right. So let's cancel job. I want to change this to $77.20 print. Print. Preferences. Plain paper. Quiet mode. Make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. It'll be 1.8. Thick paper envelope. Okay. I'm just going to change this. To upload a logo for what, love? To upload a logo for where? Yeah, it looks amazing. So you don't really have to do a lot to switch over. All it is a matter of switching out the cartridges. So this is set up, ready to go. Oh, I want to see if it comes out differently now. And see if maybe it just needed to do a print. If I won't get the ink blob. Maintenance, print head, nozzle check, start. And also I need to see if something happened with my yellow all of a sudden, because I don't know why I got those like little lines in the yellow. Okay, nope, perfect. So not even sure what happened. Once I did a print, now I have a perfect nozzle check. And if you want, you can always press these. So if you're not quite sure, you don't want to do like a full-on print, just get you scrap fabric. This is an old, like a print that messed up. I cut the shirt up. I use these as scraps. And you can even press your nozzle check to make sure that all the ink is outputting correctly. All right, so I want to press this one. Where did my scissors go? It looks different to me already. All right. I'm going to put this back in here. And I'm going to print out another one from here. So I'm going to go third print. Print. And we're going to go find that 7820 series. So I want you guys to see, because I think that happens to be like, oh, I put in my drivers, but it's still not showing me the right one. So when I went over here, the very first one that it put in, so this says 7820 series, but it doesn't have like the check. It says ready, but it's not the one that is connected like via, like it does not, it's not the one with the, what's that thing called? The firmware. So when I go over here and the one that says network is the one that has the proper preferences. So see there, preferences. But if I go to the one here, so that's been happening to you. It's just, you're going to just have to go in and delete that one. And we go preferences, see, it shows us the other as if it doesn't have the drivers, which I knew I did. So let me go and look for it. So I'm going to cancel. We're going to bring this back over here. Click on that one, preferences. So we're going to go plain paper, bright white, set to high, quiet mode on, more options. Adobe RGB 1.8. Okay, I actually want to try automatic also. Mirror image and maintenance. Thick paper envelope. Okay, okay, and print. And then I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do this on automatic. So I'm just going to take this and push that down, give it a little space. And I want to do automatic. But it does seem like this printer is printing out differently than the 7720 file print. Oh no, stupid print. I forgot to change to automatic. Preferences and more options, automatic and okay. And I'm going to hit that one. I'm going to cancel the other one. To submit to the sublimation print to put it on the shirt. So no, you don't have to use Photoshop. Right now, I'm printing from Silhouette Studio. So you don't have to use Photoshop in order to print out your things for sublimation. This is Silhouette Studio. It is free. There are upgrades to it. I don't want to stop that, but it is free. Just go to silhouetteamerica.com. I teach classes on how to use it and design within it. And yes, this is not a site. This is a program called Silhouette Studio. Oh, thank you, Jesse. I did not put it back in. Thank you. OMG. Thank you so much for that, Jesse. I did not put it back in. All righty. So we're going to go. We're going to cancel. Close. Okay. what's this thing called? Ink cartridge replacement. Start. Thank you, Jesse. Oh, since I have this open, I'm gonna use these chips, but I want to test these. So these were a brand new set. LMJ. Oh dang. Here we go. All right. Let's test these cartridges or these chips. So this was a brand new set off the shelf. So magenta and yellow are both picking up. The top ones have an X because there's nothing there. And both the black and the cyan are reading. The other two no, because of course there is nothing in those. So this was a set of chips. This is a set of chips that were returned. These are a brand new set of chips. And you see how easy it is to change them out when you don't have that lid on it? Okay, they all worked. And I didn't sing, hey, Jesse. Thank you so much, Jesse. My husband he's like, sometimes I'll come live and you're not on. And he's like, Jesse wasn't on today. I was like, wait, how you know? He's like, because I didn't hear you sing, hey, Jesse. I can throw that box away. All right, so I leave these for safekeeping if I ever have to do any type of maintenance. If I need these to check, like to do a bunch of printhead cleanings or something like that, I can always use this. Now, if you don't want to keep these for troubleshooting purposes, all right, I'm going to do a separate video on this, but I'll do it here since we have to wait for this. If you don't want to keep these for troubleshooting purposes, you can take these chips off and put them on. Wait, let me find one that is. So if you, I'm going to do a print head cleaning just to be on the safe side since I had the ink going through it, because I always do a print head cleaning. So what you'll do is you'll take this chip off. So what you'll notice is there are like the little notches here are not like the other one. So theirs aren't that deep. And then the way that the pin is here and on the bottom. But when you look at this, it's made totally different. So you can use those, but you're going to have to cut off the bottom pin here. And you're going to have to like modify and shade these. You don't want to cut them off completely because then you're not going to have anything for your chip to grip onto. So you don't want to cut it off completely, but you can take the Epson chip off and put it on here. And that way you have additional prints. Like you don't lose the prints that are on these chips because the chips are what control how many prints the printer can do. All right, so we're going to let that go. And I'm going to put this back in. And I'm going to put that one on automatic. So I'm going to let that print. Make sure it's still on automatic. And okay, so that's automatic. So I'm going to go let that one send to print. And then I'm going to do another one on, what's that thing called? OWRGB. So we're going to go like this and tab that down. Just in case. I'm going to put that there and just cover it up with white. Okay, so this one is going to be Adobe 1.8 7820. All right. All right, so we're going to let that one print. And I'm going to put it back in there, put that same paper back in after it prints. So this was an old shirt that messed up. Like this is the sleeve. All of this is really good real estate for testing. So I'm just going to cut this up the middle and we're going to use this for testing these prints. So I'm going to cut the sleeve open. If I mess up on the shirt, I keep it for test prints. Even if you are somebody that didn't plan to use sublimation for shirts or for things like that, and let's say you only plan to do tumblers, you should always, always, always have scrap fabric. Yes, on the new ones, the drawer open, like the tray. It's not a drawer. This is like just to catch the paper as it comes out. Yes, it comes out automatically. heck? All right, so we're going to take our 7720 print. And then I'm going to put the other ones on. And this is plain paper setting, and it's taking its time. I will say this. I think these actually print better than the 77 series. Like, this literally looks like it's a way better print. Like, on that mode, I don't see, like, I'll normally get like they're like, I call it their like slight banding lines from the other one. I might not give this one away, y'all. I just might keep this one. Ooh. I kind of like the way this is printing. I'm not even gonna lie. I like the way this one is printing. All right, so I gotta make sure that it is not on my platen because I really can't see. I can't pull this all the way out. All right, hold on. I gotta try and pull this out a little bit. Okay. Okay, let's just do it on this side where I can actually see where it is. Okay. So we're going to press that and we'll be all done, y'all. How many printers do I have? I have in storage 2 backup 7720s, a 7710. In product, actually working on like ones I use. I have a 7720 that's Sublimation, a 7720 that is pigment ink. I have my Sawgrass. Well, it's not really in production. I have a Roland BN20. I have 2 Eco Tanks, a 2720, a 2803. 2803 is just our regular printer for invoice, like just stuff for the business. But there's Sublimation ink in my 2720. Then I have an HP laser printer, and I technically needed another. Oh, wrong thing. My 7840 is for pigment ink because I use more pigment ink than anything. So I needed 2 of those. So, okay, yeah, that is a big difference in the color, but it's still darker, but they're both darker than what's on the screen. But this, I didn't use, I just chose any pink and magenta and cyan. They're not our signature colors. But look, so this was that one where I printed this out and it still had the pigment ink in it. This is automatic, and then this is the Adobe RGB. So I want you guys to see that. Let me turn this light on. Is it plugged up? Okay, no, it's not plugged up. Well, hopefully you guys can still see. So the top one is the 7720. I feel like the yellow is slightly different, but it's lighter. And then that's the thing. These inks that we have are formulated to match the color profile of an Epson 7720, like a workforce printer. So these are slightly different. So the colors, the yellow just seems slightly different in my 7720 versus this one. I mean, this seems a little bit darker. The magenta seems about the same. Um, the black and the grays are about the same. I think this might be a tinge lighter from the 7720. I think I like this one better. But I did not use color codes. I mean, but that's like, it's way, way off. This was, I forgot where this magenta and this cyan came from, but these are not our like signature colors, how ours look. So this is a little bit darker than what I would like it to be. But I will show you, like with the automatic, everything else looks like I'm not sure if you guys can even see that. Hold on, let me try and turn this light on. So if you can see, like this one looks almost like tealish and it's like a cyan, but then you look at this one and it's more of a blue. So automatic, this is why I use Adobe RGB, because it's supposed to be closer to this color. This comes out too much like a blue. This looks too much like a red and not like a pink type color or magenta type color. So you can see the difference in these two colors. Okay, that one looks more, I'll take a picture on my phone because I don't know, this webcam looks kind of weird to me, but I'll post a picture. But there is a big difference in those colors from Adobe RGB 1.8 and automatic. But this is also something that you are filling the colors in on Silhouette Studio. A lot of the times, if it's something that was done in like Photoshop or Illustrator, Affinity, because their color system is different, you could technically use automatic and it'll come out fine. But when you're filling in the colors with Silhouette Studio, you definitely want to use color charts. But yeah, that's it. So this is all set, ready to go. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I think I like OMG. I think I like this one better. Yeah, you don't get those lines. I think I like the 78 series better. And after I hoarded all of my 7720s, which I still love those for pigment ink. Like, so those are, I'm probably never going to convert those to sublimation. They're going to always be my pigment ink printers. But because I print on premium matte with those. But I think this is going to be my new sublimation printer. And I'm going to convert the other one back to pigment ink. I like it. Yeah, this one, because I'm keeping my 7840. I'm not even going to lie. I like it. Me like it a lot. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, I want to see something real quick. Wow. Wow. Okay, yeah, wow. I like it. I like it a lot. Whoa. I never thought I would say I actually like a printer better than the 77 series. But I like this printer. Like, for real. I'm loving this printer. Wow. All right, I'm going to do like a regular print. Wow. I'm going to keep saying that because, dude, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. I'm going to print out my color chart for my tumbler since this is the other printer. So I'm going to print out my color chart. So let's go over here and we're going to go to color chart. Wow. I think I like this one better. No, I just put them in storage. Because if you set them up, then you're putting ink in the line. If you're not going to use it, it's just going to sit there. So no, they're just sitting in storage. But I might give them away now because I think I want. All right, so let me go over here and You guys won't get to see me like actually press it. This particular one is the 7820 is $299. The 7840 is $349. These are the retail costs. Now, if they ever go on sale, before the equivalent of the 7840, which is the 7720, those used to be $299. So everything went up $50. So the 7710s used to be $249. So now they're $299. And then the 7310 is $240. The 7310 is $249. The 7820 is $299. And the 7840 is $349. All right. So I got to change this to, we're going to ungroup. Ungroup. Oh, that means that you guys have this in my font. Oops, my bad. So that means this part shows up wrong for y'all on yours. Ooh, I got to fix that. 7820. All right, so I'm going to go print and make sure that it is on. Yep. And, oh wait, cancel. We make sure that, okay, 8.5 by 11, print, and then print. Yes, this is the, I guess you could say the black version. I'm sorry. The C7000 is basically a 7840. It does use the 812 cartridges as well. It is a white 7840. The C7000 is a 7840. It has 2 trays in the front. This only has 1 tray in the front. Yes, this is wide format. Yeah, I like it. Me like it a lot. I'm not even going to run. What does the young kids say? No cap? It actually prints really good. Really, really good. Oh, they actually made some improvements from the 77 series to this one, like, and just how it prints slow. Like, that was my thing that I could not stand. It prints slow as molasses. The other one prints way, way faster. But for sublimation, that's actually a good thing that it prints a little bit slower so that the ink can dry, especially when using, honestly speaking, sublimation paper. Yo, that's kind of nice, y'all. That's something kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm liking this. I may have my husband switch out my sublimation printer. I think I just might. I think I'm gonna switch out my sublimation printer. I'm looking for my. Okay, wait, is this the one that was for the tumbler? I think so. I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm liking it better than my 7720. I do. It's wow. I'm gonna do a whole video as to why. I'm gonna print out things, I'm gonna compare them, but I think I like this better than my 7720. As far as print quality, it's absolutely a friggin' amazing. Oh wow, it is absolutely friggin' amazing. It's slow. You got to be patient with it. The 7720 would have been done by now. It prints slower, but you know what? I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to print out another one so I can have it for video purposes. Oh, I can't even do it right now. But yeah. Ooh. Wow. It's in the title of this. This one is the 7840 Workforce 7840. All right. So okay. All right, so I don't know what I did with this. All right, let's shrink this down to, okay, nope, that's not the one that I had before. I have that file somewhere. File open. It's already set up for a Tumblr. Hello, hello, Dimps. All right, so yeah, this sucker print slow as molasses, but wow, it doesn't have, wow. Oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna switch out my printer. I really do. Oh snap. I gotta print this one thing out first, and then that will determine whether or not I'm like for real switching out this printer. I need to find this file for that. Oh, I should do my composition one. I should do me a composition Tumblr. All right, where in the heck is the file? Man, that's not it. I mean, that's it, but it's not it. Sonic, McDonald's. How long ago did I do this Tumblr, dude? Like, it would be way up here. When the last time I did this Tumblr? All right. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna do the composition one. Where is that? Okay, this one. Is this the one? I have way too many files. If you can't tell, I have way too many files. Oh, and I'm just gonna make it a pigment ink printer because I use premium matte, so the quality is like is better. So I'm gonna just use it as my premium. Okay, so I am because like you heard me say I have two in storage and a 77 a 70 I have a 7210 and two 7720s in storage. I'm going to, so we have exclusive giveaways in the ink zone. I'm going to give that one away in the ink zone. I approved everyone's on, so go back and look for it. But I approved everyone. There was none. If you sent a request, I approved it. Go back and look for it. Dang it, that's not the one I want. Oh, I think that was a file where I was working on it and then it shut down. So then I would have to go find it. I really don't feel like doing that. I really don't. So I'm gonna have to do that one later because I have to go through my recovered documents to find it. I just don't feel like doing that right now. So we're just going to set up. Dang it! I can't believe I don't save this one. I mean, because this is the file. It's just not the one that's set up for. It's not set up for a Tumblr. It's set up for something else. Okay, so that's fine. We're gonna cancel, and I'm gonna close this out. And I'm just going to make this into a Tumblr file. So here we're going to go with, which this is why my lives are so long. I end up doing extra ish. I'm going to cut all of this stuff out. Like I'm going to literally cut all of this out of the live video because it doesn't like this doesn't really pertain to. This is me now falling in love with this printer. 9.35. I don't have any self control when it comes to my live videos and when to cut them off. Like I'm not afraid to admit that. Like no, not 8.15. I have no self-control when it comes to cutting off my videos so that they're not super long. It's like you guys like watching them live, but most people don't like watching the playback of it. So I have to learn to practice self-control when it comes to doing these videos, these live videos, because I just don't have any at all. At all. Oh my gosh, come on. None whatsoever. Uh-oh, what the heck? Okay, I just noticed something else also. This has a wider margin than the other printer. Yo, I'm gonna have to do a whole video. The differences between these because the margin is wider on this one. All right, so I'm gonna send this one to the 78, the 7720. No, wrong desk, not main desk. The sublimation. Go to preferences. Here, more settings on. Da 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 da. Um, let's see. You should see my. They probably will jump. It looks like my margins are bigger with the 7820 versus my 7710. I mean 7720. Maybe not. Okay, it didn't jump. Okay, maybe I'm just tripping. Okay. All right, so cancel. So I'm going to send this one to print. Preferences, plain paper, high, mirror, automatic. I haven't set preset, so I have to do this every single time. Okay, so they're both printing out. All right, cool beans. Okay, I don't know. My margin just seems like it's super, super large. I don't know why, but anywho. But we're all set up. This is more so for me. I'm going to take a look at um so a couple seconds apart with printing it, and that's going to take way, 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 way longer than the 7720. It prints way slower. I actually should have did that one first to see if that one was done printing before this one. But that's all, folks. So we set it up. We had a little bit of issues in the beginning. So if you're just joining, we did have some technical issues, but it wasn't because of the sublimation process. With setting it up with the Epson cartridges first, I had not done anything. I literally set it up, had the Epson cartridges in there, scheduled the live, and then did everything. I filled the cartridges up, everything. But with the setup, when I did my nozzle check for my test print, my cyan was like one channel was not working. I did a print head cleaning, it messed it up even more. Did it again, and the channel was like literally non-existent. But you can't correct it. So had I not had refillable cartridges, I don't know how I would have fixed that issue because you cannot push air through a genuine Epson cartridge. So there is another benefit to having refillable cartridges because I was able to push air. I heard the pop. And I guess like when it was setting up, it never opened up that channel. So when I forced the ink and the air through, I literally heard the pop and the gurgle, and the cyan was like fully coming through. We would not have been able to do that with just the regular Epson cartridges. That was amazing. Like, I'm actually glad that it's always great when things like are not so great happen to me, but I always say that's God, because I am here. I am the professor. I do the test. I'm here to educate, not just show you how to like do tutorials. I'm here to actually educate you guys on this. So I love it when he intervenes and kind of make things happen fresh out the box. Epson cartridges, cyan was not working. And then we did the method of pushing the air, and then it works. So once we kind of got that under control, I showed the very first print. So if you missed that, you can definitely I'm going to do my best to trim this down because we're at almost 2 hours. Sorry. But this was the very first print. So even though I had to fix some things and cyan is non-existent, I wanted you guys to see that it would still actually sublimate. So before I even fix the cyan, I wanted it to be like in its authentic, like as authentic as possible. When I say all you have to do is one print head cleaning and you're ready to sublimate. So this was the first one when I did not have any cyan, and it still sublimated. Now there was a little bit of pigment ink still left in there. And that's why with that one, the paper, it still had a lot of ink on the paper after it was pressed, which I don't even see that anymore. It wasn't like these. You can watch it back and you'll see there's a lot more ink on it, but that's because there was still pigment ink in there. But sublimation ink is aggressive. So it's still printed out and you're able to sublimate, and you can see those colors are somewhat. Then once we fixed it, we got this. So it really, provided you don't have any issues, you do your test, all the colors are printing out fine, you should be able to do one print head cleaning, maybe two at the most. If you do your test print on scrap fabric and you see that there's a lot of ink still left on the paper, do another print head cleaning and you should be good to go. And then here is the prints, the 7720 versus the 7820. And then Adobe RGB versus automatic. You can kind of somewhat see the difference there. The automatic versus that one, although neither one of them look correct on this camera. All right. I can't wait to do this live video or to do this video comparing the print. I like 2 trays though. So I'm going to go see if they have a 7840. I think I'm going to, well, I guess if I leave those as my pigment ink, I can make my 7840 my sublimation printer, and then make those, switch it back over to my make that my pigment ink printer. Wow. Wow. It prints better than the Eco Tank too. Wow. Yeah, look at that. I mean, my lighting here is horrid, but if I can hold it to the side. All right. Like, just look at the black sections. Same exact ink in here, same exact paper, honestly speaking paper. But like, look at the black sections. I don't know why my camera's showing like that. It looks weird on there, but wow. I'm switching. Yeah, it's official. I'm switching. So I'm going to have to probably set my 7840 up and then convert that one back for pigment ink and let my 7720s be my pigment ink printers. But for sublimation, I'm going to go with the newer one. Yep. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It was informational for you. Cleared up a couple of questions that you guys may have had about converting a workforce printer, and hopefully debunk the myth that you can't put the Epson ones in there, that you're going to have to do 30,000 print head cleanings. Hopefully when I set up my 7840, the cyan works and we won't have this, and you'll see that it's literally one print head. Actually, I think it's because of the way this printer prints out, it probably takes two. So I'm thinking I'm going to update my website to say that if you're using the newer workforces, 2 print head cleanings, and that's literally it. Like that's all it should take, like at the most. But for the most part, 1 print head cleaning, and I mean it's ready. Like it's subbing. You just end up with a little bit of like pigment ink, and it's on. Like you're not going to see the full release on your paper. I'm off of your paper, so. But yeah, don't forget, if you want to try any of our products, visit our website, shop.hsinc365.com. Again, that is shop.hsinc365.com. That's where you're going to find the sublimation paper that I use. And I press that at 365 in 30 seconds. Actually, I think I'm on the wrong side. I think I pressed that at 45 seconds, but it works on my Hottronics at 30 seconds as well. Our ink is 140 milliliters. If you watched the beginning of this, you saw you don't have to take off the top. I almost had that bottle completely tilted. So with the size needles that we use, the syringes, I only had to fill it up one time. I didn't have to do multiple pulls for it. And not having to take that top off. So it has an eco tank top, but that is very beneficial when you are just filling up syringes, because you can really tilt it and get that ink out of there and not have to worry about taking off the top and having a lot of spills. All right. So shop.hsinc365.com. This is also where you can get access to the Ink Zone. We have a giveaway because it's HS Ink Month. It's our 2-year ink anniversary for our product line. So you purchase a gift card. Every $5 gets you 1 entry. So if you purchase a $20 gift card, you'll get 4 entries into the giveaway. What we're giving away is listed there. And then if you want to join us over in the Ink Zone, which I'm probably going to go live right after this because I'm like amazed. And that's your all access ticket. We have exclusive group, live demos, exclusive design classes, or design lives, business chats, giveaways, and more. And that's 365 for that. You also get a couple of other perks, such as discounts on HS Ink products and discounts on classes and an extra entry into the giveaway. All right. So check us out, shop.hsinc365.com. All right, y'all, that concludes this video. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.